Salutations and welcome, friends. I'm your host of this episode of the Trust the Profits Kentucky Derby Spotlight Series. My name is Matthew DeSantis. You can find me on Twitter at the handle @FailedToMenace. Joining me today is the man, the myth, the legend, El Hombre, as we're going to be talking through the Brad Cox runner, perhaps the third of the three Brad Cox horses, Hit Show, the winner of the Withers up in Aqueduct, just came in second in the Grade 2 Wood Memorial last time out. Before we get into the analysis, make sure to press that subscribe button here on YouTube to get all of our comments. Like this video and comment below with what you think your chances are with Hit Show in this year's Kentucky Derby. El Hombre, I'm going to kick it to you. What are your thoughts on this Brad Cox runner who's kind of been flying under the radar?
Yeah, a little under the radar. I have not been high on the New York scene in general. Been a little down on him. So what I would like to do is maybe turn it over to a colleague of mine who has a little bit more interest in this horse. Maybe he could teach somebody who's thinking about betting Hit Show a little lesson. Carl, take it away.
I don't want to be around anymore.
Like you don't want to live anymore?
I don't know.
Hey, my guy Carl Havoc coming in. He says, do not bet Hit Show. He doesn't like him, even at a price. I understand if you like him. I don't like him. I have not been on it. I haven't been really high on Hit Show all year. Still don't believe it. Maybe he shocks the world on Kentucky Derby Day. Hey, it's the type of year where there's a lot of horses that can win this thing. Matt, where are you at on Hit Show?
Well, listen, I would love to disagree with you here just to create some good fodder for YouTube, but it is hard for me to also get on Hit Show in this particular race. It feels like that Wood Memorial was a letdown. It was one of those things where I think if the Withers, that was a very nice victory he had over Arctic Arrogance that day. It was not a great track to run on. Arctic Arrogance did a lot of the heavy lifting and a lot of the dirty work up front, setting some fast fractions for him to run into. I thought maybe if he takes a step forward at the Wood Memorial, maybe. But what's he end up doing? He ends up finishing basically in a three-way photo for first with Lord Miles, a 59-1 long shot, and Dreamlike, who is still a maiden and has yet to win. That was not the sort of effort I think a lot of us wanted to see out of him at the Wood Memorial. Hard for me to support this horse, even though you look at his record, he is 4 for 5 in the exacto, 3 wins and 5 starts. The Candy Ride up top is a pedigree you typically love to see on these horses. It's going to be super versatile, can handle a lot of different types of track conditions. Typically wants a little bit of a pace to run into. Might not get it in this year's Kentucky Derby. He's a really cute horse. I saw him in person. He's a good looking horse, but I just don't think he's good. Like, that's the problem. I just don't think he's that good.
He's a mid-packer. I mean, let's be honest. I don't know how else to say it. Listen, you're a mid-packer at the Kentucky Derby. The other 99.9% of the world wishes they were in Hit Show's position here.
Right.
It's not a knock. And you know what? We've said this before on other shows. If I'm an ownership group or a trainer or jockey, hell yeah, give me this party. I want to go in. I want to go in on Hit Show. I'm all in. Let's have a party.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't think realistically the speed figures aren't there. He's coming out of a weak crop. I don't believe the horse has a shot. You're going to get a big price because I think, generally speaking, the public's going to have him about the 10th choice. I don't know, mid-packer, which is what he is.
Yeah.
Maybe he has the ride of his life. I don't see it. He's light years behind about 6 or 8 of the others that we've talked about. I don't see it at all. But I mean, listen, Rich Strike happened. Giacomo happened. We've seen weirder things. Mind That Bird happened. I mean, so hey, I won't call you crazy. I actually will. Carl Havoc will call you crazy. I don't get it. I'm not putting a dime on him, not even underneath. I don't think he has a prayer, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he's not going to be included in my vertical exotics, but he is obviously coming out of a big-time barn for Brad Cox. And what I'll say is I'm going to speak out of both sides of my mouth. If you want to look at one positive, if you look at those Equibase speed figures on your screen, you will see that every single race has gotten better. 81, 86, 90, 93, 99. Every single race has improved. And you could say, well, there's going to be more progression here, and he's going to continue to get better, and that's the reason for hope. What I can never get past is early in the Kentucky Derby prep season, Hit Show was supposed to run in the Southwest Stakes down at Oaklawn Park.
Bingo.
he was in that field. They did the morning line for that field. That field had Arabian Night. That field had Red Route 1, a couple of other nice horses. Actually had, I think, Angel of Empire in that race, and Confidence Game. And what you ended up seeing was
the old red flag. The old red flag got thrown, didn't it?
In the morning line, Hit Show was 10-1. 10-1 morning line. He scratches out of the race, goes up to Aqueduct and runs in the Withers, where he goes off as the 6-5 favorite. So when you bring up the point of not being a big fan of that New York circuit, that tells me everything I need to know. This was a horse that was a long shot afterthought in the Southwest Stakes at Oaklawn, and then is some invincible giant up at New York. I just don't have a lot of confidence with these horses coming out of New York this season.
And I'm just a fan capper idiot talking head for you on YouTube, but I can tell you that Cox in the ownership group got together and said, listen, this ain't the race for us. We're going to go up and get a race where we can get some points. And listen, if you want to get into the Derby, and I'll say it again, party up, baby. I'm in. If I'm an ownership group, let's go, baby. We can get these points. We get the easier points up in New York. Let's go. Clearly like you said, he went from a 10-1 morning line to an invincible 6-5, got a couple easy wins. And again, I'm not going to knock the horse. He's in that top 1% of the world. I'm not going to kill him. I'm not going to beat him up, say he's junk, garbage, none of that. He deserves his spot in the Derby. He's a classy winner, but he is not even in the top 10, in my opinion, to be honest. So I will be shocked if he is anywhere near the board. I will not have a single penny on him. So
yeah,
Joe fans.
Yeah, I don't see it. I think that he's going to need the right type of trip too. It'll be interesting. Obviously, Manny Franco has ridden him to this point. There's not been a confirmation that Manny Franco is going to be riding him in the Kentucky Derby, so we will see about who ends up riding Hit Show. But that's a horse that, again, he's going to need the right pace setup. He's like so many of these closers that we talk about, even the ones we like, a horse like Angel of Empire, for instance, it's going to need the right pace setup. It's going to, and now Angel of Empire, I think, has better pedigree for distance. But, obviously, when you look at a horse like Hit Show, again, should like all the distance you want to give him. Candy right up top out of a dam from Tappet. I mean, this is a horse that should like a lot of distance. I don't know. The Withers was such a perfect setup for him. And he looked very, very good that day, no doubt about it. But if he can't beat Lord Miles in the Wood, what are we talking about?
What are we doing? Yeah. So listen, if you can, and please comment in the comments here. I want to hear it. If you can reach putting Hit Show on any type of bet, I want to hear it. I want to hear it. I'll listen. I really will. I'll read a 10-paragraph dissertation, but I am telling you right now, I can't get there with this horse. I can't even imagine getting there. I think honestly, he's bottom 5 out of the 20. So I'll go that far. How's that for you?
Yeah, I mean, it was funny when I did the full field when I did the first early look with Colin on the Kentucky Derby. We talked about how many horses would you be surprised if they won the Kentucky Derby, and I think we went 10-11 deep. We went 10-11 deep, and Hit Show was not a horse whose name came up in that conversation.
Hit Show's definitely in the bottom half, probably bottom 5 for me, honestly.
Yeah, but he comes from a big time barn, and people are going to see Brad Cox, and they're going to think, hey, this is a horse that's got a shot. Obviously, you got a lot of people from New York who, watched his races, might end up putting some money on him.
Shout out Naira.
But I mean, it's. I just can't get there with him, even though he does have some solid pedigree, certainly, and like you said, is a top 1% horse in the world. I just don't like him in this race at all.
I wish I had some kind of ownership on that horse, but hey, listen, he's in the Derby. He earned it. Yep. Can't get there as far as betting. Hope you guys don't either. Don't waste your money. But maybe you guys can comment, justify it. I'm listening.
Yeah, we're listening. We're listening.
Yeah, so yeah, we love the comments, babe.
Yeah. So listen, El Hombre, thanks for your time. Appreciate it. Like you said, comment below, like this video, subscribe to the channel. We got so much content coming up. We got live betting. We got special guests from across the industry. We got spotlight videos. We got stakes previews. We got international previews. We got everything. If you care about horse racing, you subscribe to Trust the Profits. End of statement. All right. Well, for El Hombre, I'm Matthew DeSantis at Failed to Menace, reminding you that it's now post time.